All right, Carrie. Well, holidays are supposed to be a joyous time, but not for everyone. And here with some life skill tips is Ida Lee Duplashane. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And so you kind of have 3 tips that people need to take in mind just to get them through the holidays.
Right, because a lot of times there's some really famous movies about it. It's holidays or it's holidays. People are just shaking because, well, there's the trip, there's the food, there's the shopping. It's like, okay, so we're going to take a moment and think about what we really expect from it. And a lot of that goes back to our family culture.
Okay.
And when cultures clash, there is an issue there.
Okay.
And also our expectations. Are we, going to a restaurant, are we having a nice calm, or is it all of a sudden the year that the kids all decide to take up some form of music that is going to drive everybody crazy?
Yeah.
Or for me, it was the family football game.
Okay.
Okay, now the year that 3 of us, female cousins, all had babies, our cousin who was in the NFL came into the house and said, "What, y'all aren't playing today?"
Yeah.
This is after a big Thanksgiving dinner, and we're putting the babies to naps. And it's like, I think we'll pass this year.
Exactly.
So, now, is there a tradition in your family?
You know what? My mom usually comes into town and we cook as a family, and I like to, I think last Thanksgiving I was cutting up everything and my mom was, doing most of the cooking, and it just kind of got heated all of a sudden. I don't even know where it came from.
And that happens. And then how about this one? It's we're supposed to be thankful. Okay, well, this year there's 2 holidays starting at the same time, Thanksgiving and Hanukkah, and both of those are about being thankful. And then you have the individual who's going to do, the Thanksgiving prayer or, like the Hanukkah. And instead of being the attitude of gratitude, which is, well, I'm really glad everybody's here, it's like, oh, I'm so glad that this year we have the new car and Johnny made the honor roll. And, it's the list of my stuff and my achievements instead of an attitude of gratitude, which, what does that do to everybody around you?
It frustrates them.
Everybody gets frustrated. And then, of course, if you add in a few of the other issues, like the alcohol being served, or maybe, the people who are being seated next to each other who don't get along and should not even be in the same room. Exactly. So those kinds of issues are at odds with what we think of, once again, going back to cultural expectation. What is this holiday supposed to be all about? And I'll give you a personal example, attitude of gratitude. Heard that forever. Now, I was in an accident, obviously. Got a white cane here. And I was told that I was very lucky to survive the accident. 99.99% of the people in this kind of accident die, a car wreck, die instantly. All right, so at the time I was told that, it meant nothing to me. It meant absolutely nothing. I was like, oh, really? Well, fast forward a few years, and there is someone who I, through connections, knew about. The exact same kind of accident happened. In fact, it was north of Lumberton, and the woman died instantly.
Oh my gosh.
And it was the exact same kind of incident. That day was the first time that I cried and realized, yes, I was very fortunate to have survived it.
And so you learn to have that gratitude.
Attitude of gratitude.
And you said your 3rd step is breathe. Take
that moment, that 6-second, there's 7 letters in breathe. Okay, we've already talked about it. But that 6 seconds where you take in a breath for 3 seconds, hold it for 1, breathe out for 2. If you do that, instead of saying something, reacting, just breathe. And that will get you through a lot of those moments, those heated moments. And we're not talking sauce picante. We're talking those moments where that look can really stress you out.
All right, Ida. Well, thank you so much. Life skills.
Thank you so much.
Everybody needs to know. We appreciate it. Family, culture, expectations, attitude versus gratitude. And, of course, take that time out just to take that extra breath. Relax.
Take a breath.
Don't say what was on your mind. Sometimes you just got to let it go.